and Go.
Greetings, everyone in the listening and watching space in the DMV, the DC, and the world. Happy Friday Eve. Happy Thursday. Go live. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's good. Say amen. He woke you up again. He woke you up again. He woke you up again. Tonight I have a very special guest. Ultra talented person, native of the DMV, DC specifically, who has had a great career, has a plethora of artists he's worked with, he's just been all over the place, and I'm very proud of him. He's my blood cousin. I don't know if it's first, second, third cousin, but we sandbox. Like we grew up for real. So I'm gonna have him come in. We're gonna have a convo about his journey, his career. Like I said, he has actually rocked with the best of them and cranked with the rest of them. Y'all know that's my line. But he has done it on a big scale. Big time, right? So what's up, Travis? Thanks, cuz. Say you like that thumbnail? Yeah, I put that together right quick. You know what I'm talking about? It just kind of fell together, the colors and everything. So I said, yeah, I'm gonna run with that. Appreciate you tuning in. This you in for a good one. You know what I'm talking about? All right now with these names. Me Rock Block. Appreciate you. Let's see who on Instagram. Visions and Vibes. What's up, Lamar? Yes, indeed. You already know. You already know who I'm about to talk to. Hope everything's over good over there with Visions and Vibes and everything. But yes, welcome in, everyone. I'm your host, Chiefy, Lord Chief, Chiefy Dog, Chief Rocker, Chief Dizzle for Shizzle for Sheezy for show. Chief, keep it brief. The cheat code, all that, and then some. You know what I'm talking about? Extraordinaire. Y'all see that shirt? Y'all need to get with that HB Legacy, baby. 9-5. You know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna put the link up so y'all can go get that. Let's not knock it over. Let's got this one, man. You know what I'm talking about? Stop and take a step back. Who do you see? I don't know if y'all can see that, but you get it. I'm gonna put the link up. Always remain true at Printful. As always, gotta give a shout out to the Madness Connection. Appreciate them you know what I'm talking about, keeping me fresh and outfitted all the time. Much love to them. Shout out to Rick in the Bag, Big Ed and Ty. And y'all need to be on the lookout for the Madness Mix too, man. I did a Madness Mix. I'm about to do some more. If you go down to the pop-up shop on Sunday, every Sunday for the rest of this month is going to be a pop-up shop, 1900 C Street. Y'all go down there and holler at the Good Madness Connection. Much love in them. Much love and appreciation. So what's going on? Is everybody good? Can I get some people up in here for this dynamite interview? Let me see. Is there anything else I wanted to do before we get started? But yeah, welcome in. It's the Cheef and Go show. It's the Cheef and Go show. It's the Cheef and Go show. Oh, I do want to say this. I had a family member that watches my show and asks great questions, actually, and comments, and is very interactive with the show. And she said for the last 3 or 4 weeks, she has not been able to see her comments, and she's speaking to other people in the comments, and nobody's answering her, and she's thinking like, man, what's going on? So I don't know what happened. I went in my settings one day and changed some stuff, and I guess somehow she got hidden from the channel. And along with like 13 people. So if you're one of those 13 people, I fixed that bug tonight. So feel free to comment and join in the conversation. Shout out to C Mills. Are you in the building, C Mills? Let me know. Give me a hey ya in the chat. You know what I'm talking about? If you are present. I cannot. Let me stop this little thing I was doing. But definitely appreciate y'all. I'm going to put up this Go-Go Loops. Make sure y'all go to gogoloops.net. Got all the samples, sound packs, drum kits, and all the things you need for creating music, specifically for live music, but just, you know, some cranking, knocking drums, go-go style, all the things. Y'all make sure y'all go check that out. I'm trying to find the there it is, the banner. And feel free to donate, you know, donate to the show. I'll put the Cash App tag up there eventually, or you can do it in the super chat. Appreciate everyone who has been donating. It does help. It does help. But yeah, we in for a good one. Let me know you're in here. Let me know you're in here so we can get this thing started. You know, I watch some channels and they don't even start cooking till people start sending money. I ain't gonna go there yet. But y'all know I be cooking. I be coming with the information, you know, to save the nation. Doing it for the culture, keeping it cranking for the culture. So like I said, I'm not going there yet. But you know, $1, $2, $5 is all good. It's all love. And the Cash App is a little bit better than the super chat because they kind of take a nice little percentage. But either way, it's all good. However you feel you want to donate, it would be appreciated. What's up, Eric Stevens? Eric and the Natty. Yeah, I took the show on the road around the corner. You know what I mean? So they look like the Taj Mahal. Oh yeah, it's real nice in here. Yeah, this is where a lot of it started, right? So I had to bring it back. We had to bring it back home to have this conversation. My cousin in town for a brief little stint, and we gonna get it going. Oh, that's Travis that said, yeah, took the show on the road. My bad. Yeah, y'all. So without too much further ado, let's see. Let's see here. Checking on Instagram. Got my cup of Joe. I've been doing the morning cup mix too, man. Y'all gotta check me out on TikTok. I'm gonna start trying to do it every day because it's really a good thing to get the blood flowing, and you know what I'm saying, get you motivated for your day. You know, I got music and jokes and all that. So that's TikTok, Go-Go Loops. At Go-Go Loops on TikTok. I'm trying to find my sound effects. Hold up, because we're gonna get this thing started right. Okay. So let me make sure I'm in position. Let me make sure I'm in position. 5, 4, 3. We're about to lift off, y'all. Yeah. So welcome in Jemel McWilliams. You know what I'm talking about. Welcome in Jemel. Mac with Jemel, right? That's the new moniker since he done blown up and took the industry by storm. He kind of slid that R out there a little more sexy, right?
I mean, listen,
you know,
they was calling me Germal when I used to sign. Actually, Uber still says Germal.
Right.
Drop off Germal on the right.
That part, okay.
Drop off Germal on the left. So, you know, from a, branding perspective.
It makes sense.
And to keep it real, I always wanted to keep something for my family. Keep something, you super exposed in the industry. But when you got something that's just like, if you call me Jemel, you know me personally.
Right.
And that's a different thing. But what up, Chief?
Man, look. I'm trying to get this conversation for a while. It's a lot to talk about. Clap it up again. J-Mac in the building. That's another one for you, J-Mac. Mm-hmm. Like that one?
Big man, Smelly Melly.
Smelly Melly all day. And so we back in the basement where a lot of things started, right? And like I would do like this intro and all that, but we about to find out some of the things that he's accomplished in his travels tonight. So no intro needed. Just know that's my peoples, okay? So
real family.
Real family. True blood. Let's see who in here. Got Jazz McGray, more family.
Okay. What up, Jazz?
She say looking good as usual.
Love you, Jazz.
The family Stevenson.
Okay.
Show the porch where the very first tickets were sold. I started to do on the porch. That's Star probably. Yeah, I started to do. I said, man, but it might get dark, and then here's celebrity. People might walk by and try to get his autograph, be climbing the fence, then Luna got to bite somebody, and we can't do
Ricky
that.
run away.
Yeah.
So wait, but tell them about that though.
Yeah,
early days.
Oh, the early days. What's up, drummer boy? Drummer boy Ricky Williams, shine light in the building. Yes. I'm trying to remember the tickets.
Man, all right. So the tickets was this. So what up, y'all? It's Jemel McWilliams, creative director, producer, choreographer, dancer, because once a dancer, always a dancer, but these knees ain't touring like they used to tour. Actor, multi-hyphenate, empire owner, and then cousin to Cheef.
Hey.
But so we started here, DC native. I'm in Northeast DC, and one of my cousins probably put in there talk about the shows. So I used to literally do shows on the front porch, y'all. So the front porch of this house, we're in my mom's house. We back where it started. It didn't look like this. The basement wasn't even done.
Right.
We had I had a drum kit down here though.
Yeah.
I had a little drum kit down here. Done it all. Every instrument. Like our family is super musical, super talented in like everything. So we've done it all, even before Cheef was Cheef of the Huckabucks and all the things. But so I used to be on the porch, and I would barter, like playing, because I also played every sport. I also played all the stuff. I would barter playing if the people in the neighborhood was down. Remember, if they was down to do shows with me on the front porch, and there's a bus that stops right in front of my house, and so it's an opportunity to be seen.
Yeah,
I liked being seen. I liked being, what I'm saying. So then we would have tickets. I would go, remember in Safeway and Giant, they used to have those coupons they used to give out. So I would and my mother got it in here somewhere. It said like director. I couldn't even spell director properly.
Wow.
But I put a K in it, and the K was backwards. Like director, Jemel McWilliams. Singer, Jemel McWilliams. I was singing stuff like, I'm not your super.
Oh yeah, that was the choice.
Or my. Like all of this is in there. So like one day in the documentary, y'all will see it. But so we literally used to sit out there, do shows. We would sing and dance for anybody that came up and down the street. And then when the bus would come, and they would just sit there for a little bit. And me and everybody in the neighborhood, we were just like, we thought we was another bad creation. And I think that's kind of the inception of where it was. It really started like on the corner, like for real.
Yeah. Now I was thinking about. I saw a picture the other day. That's all over in my living room, and I remember doing shows.
Mm-hmm.
And like I watched the Martin interview, he's the same thing. We do shows for Mama and them. They over there talking, drinking their beer and stuff. And today I was thinking about it, like who started that off? Because I'm coming up watching Michael Jackson and Motown's 25th. My father had these tapes, and I had, I'm looking at Larry Graham, and so I was into the music side.
Yeah.
But I was like, Jemel probably would come over and say, man, let's do a show.
Yeah.
So
you know what I think though? Honestly, I think it's our mothers are sisters. And I would watch them also. Like, so we just one big family, and it would happen every Friday and Saturday. Like they was over here or we was over there. Like it was what it was. And music was the like soundtrack. You just had music playing. Or even up 8th Street at our grandmother's house, or even later in the years over.
We did shows up there.
Yeah, exactly. So it would just be music always playing. Music, DC was just the rhythm of and the heartbeat of our community and connectedness. And honestly, I think that like they would come down here and they would do, remember they would do like the Supremes and stuff like that, and they would dance, they would hand dance, and they would just show us what they used to do. So they used to do like performances as it was 5 of them, 5 sisters. They used to do performances as sisters, and I think for me, I was inspired by those stories that I used to always be like, tell us the story, you know, tell me the story about it. And they used to, and you know, both Barbara and my mother would be like, yeah, we would just be down there, we'd be singing, and you know, we'd be a group, and everybody had their microphones, and then next thing you know, for me, being inspired by Sammy Davis Jr., Prince, and Michael Jackson, boom, we into it, and now I want to do it, and I feel the same thing. And then, but even while we grew up, though, they would come down and they would be taking turns, and they would sing Supremes, they would sing other stuff, and then I jump up and I sing the song, and then next thing you know, we all having a little show. I think I probably was just the one who just was pressed to keep it going.
Yeah, and let's not forget Morris.
Oh yeah, you right. My pop,
right,
my pop. So Morris, my dad.
Yeah, a singer. My father was a bass player, and I had uncles and Buddy. Right,
we had cousin Buzz.
It was just like you said, it was in our blood. And remember they would jam in the basement. And Kenny, my uncle that played the guitar. If y'all check my channel, I got a video of the family Stevensons. We did a little something. So yeah, that was my question.
My pop's group down here was the Cornerstones. I think.
Yeah, I seen that recently. Just looking at music. And Buddy was the Matadors, I believe. So that was kind of one of my first questions, even though I know you like where did the bug? Where'd you catch the bug?
Yeah.
So we know now already. So beautiful.
It's in the genes, man. It's in the genes. And the beauty is my father still, you know, to this day, you know, he got his own group now, you know, and has had it for a little while. Legacy. Y'all gonna hear more about that. I'm working on a project.
Sweet.
For it, but you know, in his 70s, and you know, still can get up with the fellas, and even after having a whole life of a family and did marketing and sports, and he did all the things, he always came back to that thing, which is his heart, which is that singing, that music, that, you know.
I'm getting into that part with you, like coming back to the roots in a minute. But definitely, man, one of a kind. Morris is definitely
Morris McWilliams, Mo Mac, everybody.
Yeah, Mo Mac. I ain't got my applause, but yeah, definitely a great energy, man. I love the party with Morris. We got Joyce Moso in the building, Stokes.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Definitely one of Jemel's mentors, and you know, a great inspiration and a mentor for many in the DC area.
That's right.
With the showbiz kids, a lot of folks I met coming through, you know, going to the rehearsals, going to the shows, and watch them go on to do great things. So she's definitely responsible for, you know, getting some things, getting some people going, right? Getting it going. Her and Sean, was it Sean Crosby?
Cosby. Yeah. And Sharon Cosby. Yeah, so Joyce Moso. Joyce, you in the building? I can't see, man. I gotta.
Yeah,
man, I had late 20 years ago. They was like, yeah, in 5 years you're gonna need it again. I've been needing it again. But Joyce, what's up, Joyce? So giving Joyce some love, y'all. So if we had the applause, she gets the standing ovation applause.
Absolutely.
Standing ovation. Joyce, there you go.
Absolutely, got to.
Yeah, Joyce Moso Stokes. How, you know, where we start with Joyce? So Joyce is my godmother, but she's a godmother for our whole family, but she literally is the foundation for my actual training in DC. So she had a dance company or creative company called Creative Dance Center.
Right.
And yep, you remember them? And we started in the basement of the church. In the basement of the church. And then you had Sean Cosby, who is also out of DC, super talented. She was our like dance mentor. Joyce studied with Jones Haywood, also DC. So, you know, and Laverne Reed and you know, all the elites of this. And then she took that and she started her own dance creative agency, but dance based, and that's where the DC Showbiz Kids came from. So you might be familiar with them. I was one of the founding original members of the DC Showbiz Kids that then turned into DC Showbiz because it grew so big. We used to perform all over. Remember, we had Black Family Reunion every year down at the mall. Like literally, if there was a place to perform in DC, we performed there. We was there. We was just young kids just going off, and it truly was the foundation for a lot of us who have continued to pursue it. That was where that was our home, and that was where we got our first training. And then, like Chief said, that was also the bridge to Black Reflections.
Black Reflections.
Yeah, Department of
Department
from DC, court art that just gave us all experience and use for theater and all the things. And so again, it was a community-based, Black-based, creative agency that was ahead of its time. We ended up doing things like we went to the Apollo and all the spaces, and Joyce really created that. So big up. I definitely would not be here if it was not for the vision that Joyce Moso had for Creative Dance Center, and then the belief that she had in me, and she and my mom are best friends, and all the things. And so yeah, big up.
Yes, that's forgot the whole name of the Creative Dance Center. But yeah, and Gilbert Pryor, right? With the rec. Shout out Gilbert Pryor.
Yep.
Black Reflections. Man, I remember that. I was at every rehearsal.
Do people do that? Do people still have that though? Like, does the community? We used to have community programs that were for. It's literally, the title was Black Reflections, and it was about the journey of Black music from the earliest days of like
all the way back to 20s, all the dance, the costumes,
all of it,
music,
Lindy Hop, and then young Stevie Wonder, and then it moved up into today, young James Brown, and it moved all the way up into today, and then we were like hip hop, right? But like, man, you need that type of stuff, and I just don't know. I mean, I'm so disconnected in all fairness and all honesty, just because I'm in LA, and LA is a very specific market, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know whether in community spaces they still do those type of things. But I hope so, because for me it changed my life. It gave me a trajectory. And I hope that it's something that still is out there.
Yeah, not as much. I think it's just the fast pace, just how life is. Not as much. I think they're working on more things with the funding and the grants. And, it's always been funding for music and arts. But now they got the go-go side of it. And so trying to get the kids more involved in music and instruments and stuff. And, I'm talking to some people too. So we working on it.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
We trying to get a big old facility here. You know what I mean? We got everything under one roof. Dance, broadcasting, podcast, music tech, everything.
Yeah, we need
everything entertainment. And we got the people, that we could put in place to make sure it's done right. Salute to you, Coach 202 in the building. Shine light, all right. So, wait a minute. Joyce say, always told Jemel, you would be a star at Talent America. So proud of you both. I just remember Talent America. Harvey Starr was here a couple weeks ago. He did something I heard on the radio. He's still out here.
And Star.
Yeah, Star was in that joint. Yeah. Still be seeing the model pictures pop up. Them headshots.
We got them in here somewhere.
She said we would like to pull Black Reflections to get together again. Need some money, exactly. So
all right, we're gonna figure that out. We got to. That was a special show.
Yes, indeed. All right, so man, hey, C Mills, you back? You're back. Good to see you in the building. We're gonna get into this conversation. Shout out to Diane Moulton. That's Jerry's mom. Hey, Jerry's mom. Yeah,
Jerry's mom.
We're gonna get into this convo. Greg Clark in the building, my good man. Appreciate all y'all. So we're gonna go on this journey and find out about Mr. Jemel McWilliams, right? So all right, we did the Showbiz Kids. We talked about kind of how he got inspired and got into music, or motivated to want to do music. So then after Showbiz Kids, and you grew up. Right? You went to college to Drexel, right? Okay, so now you're at Drexel. What year is this? About 94? 2004. That's what I meant, 2004.
I graduated in 2005.
Okay, so you went to Drexel, not for music, though.
Nah, I went to Drexel I went to Drexel for marketing and I went to Drexel because they gave me 75% scholarship, and I was gonna run track.
Okay.
And then when I got there, they killed the track team, and so I'm just there.
Okay.
You know, so at that point, I'd actually decided I was going to transfer back to Howard, but I really wanted to explore and go out. So, yes, you're right. At that point, I was done with the creative arts. I was like, yeah, I mean, you know, it's cool. I did it when I was younger. It's fine. I can go do something else I'm good at. Let's try marketing. My dad was in advertising. Let's try marketing. So I'm like, yeah, I could, you know, be a little charismatic. I can, you know, sell something, come up with an idea. Did that, graduated with double degree marketing and then also degree in management information systems. Moved back to New York. So my dad was New York, my mom was DC. So moved to New York and lived there full time and thought I was going to do corporate America.
Oh, so you really was?
Yeah, I was.
So that's when, like I said, because dancing is the heart, right? The main talent. That's the.
But I was remember I was dancing, singing. Remember I was Jemel the artist.
I know.
J apostrophe MEL.
But
Jemel.
Yeah, because even back when take hold of the future and let the past. I asked your mom about that. She didn't remember. I said I remember that joint. Okay, but I just known you more for dancing.
Yeah.
So I know around Drexel, you were embarking on a singing career. You did something with the Drexel Choir. Was the Drexel Choir?
Yeah, I was right? In the gospel choir. That was more. That happened because I was just trying to find God. So
okay, that you was up at Drexel cutting up.
I was in Drexel trying to find it. I was trying to figure it out. But you know, listen, you leave home, you go, you know, you go away to school. That's the best part.
The best part.
And I found them on my own. I was like, first, okay, let me tell y'all the story. So what happened was Drexel is 80% not black. Actually, it's 87% not black. When I was there, it was 13% black, right? And then half of them were commuter students. And it was a co-op school. Co-op school means you go to work for 6 months, go to school for 6 months.
Okay.
So it cut everything in half. So I was walking around coming from DC, and this was when DC was Chocolate City, right? So I'm coming from DC. I went to all DC public schools, and I don't really see that many people that look like me. Even though we light skinned, we still black. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really see that many. So I was feeling like, man, I don't know about staying here. I don't really connect with the culture here. And then somebody was like, yo, go to the gospel choir. They meet on Thursdays. And they was like, go to that room in McAllister Hall. And I was like, all right, I'm going to go. And y'all, I swear, I walked in and it was like,
like, I wish I had that effect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I walked in and saw black people and felt community and felt connected. And then again, love to sing. So that was always my thing too. And then the more I was in it, the more I could really feel like the spirit of God in it. And that was something that I needed, truly needed at that point in my life. I mean, we grew up and I was in church, but that was when I was making a decision to be in church and to be connected to God and Christ on my own.
On your own. That's different. Just like when you studying and researching and education, sometimes when you find it yourself, it stick better.
Yeah. And so from there, the gospel choir ended up keeping me there, and that was where I did music. But I eventually went back to music. So the only movement that I did was stepping. So I pledged, I'm a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, yo to the bros. The only movement that I did was I was a step master. And people still didn't know that I danced in my like previous life.
Okay.
Like they had no idea. They just kept being like, yo, like
you
nice at this, right? You nice at this. Your eyes, your vision, is good at it. And they didn't know that I've been making up dances and shows and stuff my whole life. And then the music side of it in Philly, I was dating this girl whose brother was a member of As Yet, and he was a producer.
Okay.
And I started being like, yeah, I really want to sing. So she connected me with him, and then we used to record songs. So then that got me back into, so stepping got me back into movement. He got me back. My girlfriend got me back into recording music again, or like recording music for the first time. Still didn't think I was going to take it serious. Left, moved to New York, started working at J Records. But I worked in promotions, and promotions is not a glamorous job at all. Like I was spending my
Street
time
team.
street team, straight up street team. I was spending my time nightly putting up signs and shit, and then turning around and having to be back at work or calling Alicia Keys at 7:30 in the morning, being like, "You have a phoner with the radio station right now, but we just left the club trying to get them to spin Mario's 'You Should Let Me Love You' album at 4 a.m. But I gotta be on this joint at 7:30 with her to make sure she's up. But then I gotta be in the office at 9. Like that was it. And I was an intern. So again, that was even during those days when like you wasn't even really getting paid in order to be down, because you had to like do what you had to do to get in. You had to, what they call it, pay your dues. You had to pay your dues.
Welcome to the life. So this Terry say eldest cousin. Terry, yeah, Terry Jasmine's mama.
Oh, what's up, Tourette?
Yeah, Tourette. Saying greetings and shout out to us, to Jemel. So yeah, we skipped a couple things. Oh, Jerry in the building. Travis, that's my cousin Kenny's son. Kenny
up,
can play guitar like I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
We all been doing some music together. Phenomenal pianist. Jerry in the building. Good to see you, Jerry. All right, Sandy D. Adrian. Thanks for coming through, y'all.
What's up, AG?
Jasmine.
That's my other mother.
Yes. We need a couple of good mamas now.
Yeah, I was in a group. Yes, I did. So yes, Joy. See, that's the thing. They're gonna be in there. They're gonna remind you. You was in a singing group. You did record. You right. I was in a singing group. We went to the Apollo. Yep, I did. So that's the thing. I always thought I was like Michael Jackson. I used to think I was better than Usher. Like I had a secret competition, me versus Usher. And actually in some of these fashion shows, I sang Usher, all the time I think of you. That song back in the day. And I used to just dance it. And the best part was when I had the dance breakdown, because the vocals wasn't really tight then.
But y'all put out, what was that, what was that gospel? It was like an album?
Yeah, we did an album.
That was an album.
I had a solo. I had a duet on the album.
Okay.
So, the vocals is there. The me is in there. But, it just took that to really pull it out.
Travis asks, have we recorded? I think around the time you were working with that producer, we did something. I can't remember if, but we did something up in I don't know if it ever... I don't remember what we was working on, but we've been in the studio.
Yeah.
So we might have to revisit that.
And Cheef, but okay, so let's go back. So again,
I was gonna say we skipped some steps.
We skipped mad steps. You got to college, but
yeah, right. I was DJing with a tape deck and a record player, and Jemel would have parties. Always had the best parties.
Yes.
And so I would kind of come help with the music, and we just always just been entertaining.
I don't want to derail.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I only have a couple
it's
things.
entertainment, and like literally, it has truly been music. Like, so we grew up like brothers because our mothers were so close, and so my Fridays and Saturdays was either over there or they was over here. Like, and then our summers I was with them while my mother's at work. Like, this is what it was. But Cheef was always music, and even when the Huckabucks came and that I'm 13, 14 at the Icebox. Like
right.
He's sneaking me in. I'm in his car. I remember like I just wanted to do everything Cheef did. So they used to have Kush small details that I probably remember. Kush incense in the car. Hella toxic. We was all gonna die. Like windows rolled up. Wow. Right. Just the full thing. Just breathing it in. But then as soon as I got my car, 15 and 9 months. Y'all remember 15 and 9 months in DC? As soon as I got my car. Instant. Couldn't even drive nowhere. The car barely moved forward and back. But I would be out there playing my go-go, playing my Erykah Badu.
It was a vibe.
It was a vibe. So back then, it literally any version of music we could do, we did. Like, when Cheef was DJing, like he said, he would DJ my parties. And then anytime we could get on a mic and do stuff, like it was happening. So it was, again, the seeds been planted over all the years. And it was just what we did naturally. Like we didn't even know what we were doing.
Right.
That we were doing what we were going to be doing.
Right.
When we were doing it. Because we were just doing what was just at our disposal in the moment and what we were gravitating to.
Yeah. And this guy, and like I said, the trajectory and spaces and places he's been, you know, it just makes me proud because, you know, that's where we come from. So
likewise.
Um,
Likewise. Wait, last thing I'm gonna say on that part. Look, I keep throwing.
No, you good.
Is and then Cheef was my cousin, my big cousin that was famous first for me, right? So like when I was so proud to be like, yeah, the Huckabucks, because again, before the Huckabucks was even like big and they was at the Icebox, before they was really all on the radio and all of that, I was there.
Right.
I was there. And so I'm having to be with him or traveling around or whatever. And it was me, his little brother Dimitri, and I'm a couple years older. So I'm between him and Dimitri. So Dimitri might have been a little too young to be out, but I was just young enough to be out and still slip in. And then I would go back to school, be like, yeah, I was at the Icebox. I'm with my big cousin Cheef. He a celebrity at the, you know, the Huckabucks. And you know, Go-Go was also like a pillar in our family music in that era as well.
That's what I do now. Yeah, my cousin Jemel, he coming on TV tonight. You gotta check him out. And nah, that's a beautiful thing. But I do remember another thing. The MTV, when you had the girl and it was like the 3 contestants.
MTV made.
Yeah, that was a big joint. And I was watching, I said, I know he gonna win. It was just, you could tell. So that was a big, that might have been one of your first big TV joints.
I think it was.
Cousin, man. You see him, you see he won.
So that was like 2000. What was that? 2007. It was 2007 or 2008, but it was MTV made. I don't know if y'all remember it, but that was that show where like you were going there, you'd be made into something that you wanted to be, like something your wildest dream. And so they had this competition show, which was like a big show where they brought 3 people that wanted to be made into hip hop dancers, and I was cast as the dance coach for the Bishop's daughter. That was her name, the Bishop's daughter. And she was her family was so religious.
Oh, okay.
They thought that like Beyonce, like they weren't allowed to watch Beyonce. When Beyonce came on TV, they had to turn it off. But she wanted to be a hip hop dancer.
Right.
And it was a girl out of Middletown, New Jersey. I love them. To this day, they still so she won. We won. She won $5,000. She won $5,000. And it was a competition show. But to this day, her family still sends me messages where they like, I'm praying for you. Every Easter and Christmas and Thanksgiving, I get a card from them, and it's 20-something years later, like 2009.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's priceless.
Yeah, but that was my first time on like national TV, and then from then, my trajectory, I've just been blessed to just be on TV a lot, and then I've choreographed or creative directed 10 Grammy performances, 14, 15 BET Award performances, 2 Oscar performances. The Oscars opening, I'm Emmy nominated for my Oscars opening with Janelle Monáe, Lizzo, John Batiste, John Legend, Lotto.
The list goes on and on.
Leo.
We're gonna get into that more. Star said how much, I think that Star Mother to unearth a video from the shows on Decatur Street. From our old shows. Jazz was a regular on the show. Jazz, my cousin, remember Binky's daughter, Jazzy. Yeah. Jasmine. That Jasmine used to hang with us too. Yeah, I forgot she'd be down in them shows. She said Jerry said you were super talented and also a sweetie pie. Yeah, comedy too.
Yeah. Yep, comedy. Remember that?
Yeah. Look.
I'm telling you, we entertained ourselves, man. Like,
absolutely.
It was great.
And so we're going to get back to that at the end because we got to get into these accolades. So, just stuff I remember. Coming to Philly to parties. Like, because the parties when you was young was you know, even here, and them joints. Yeah. It's like, this dude throw a party. So, I was like, wow, we were right up there, Brooklyn. One of them, it seemed like Bruno Mars came. I think we had left.
He did.
I was just like, how this dude got Bruno Mars coming to his party and how I miss it? Drummer in the middle of the floor with the DJ. That was the first time I had saw something like that.
I had drummer on that. That was my 30th. This was in Times Square. I had rented out this place called Glass or something, and it was like glass all around. And I had a drummer in the middle of the floor. I knew you would like this though. A drummer in the middle of the floor. I had a saxophone player. He was like a cross. Okay. And then I had dancers
on the balcony.
On the balcony.
Man, I remember.
Yeah, man.
I remember we had a ball up that joint.
It was always curating experiences.
Yeah. And that's experience of, you know, to just get the feel and create an ambiance and, you know what I'm saying, knowing what the ingredients are. Like I talked about it a couple weeks ago. Most musicians can cook, right? It's just it's a touch, right? Knowing what taste and flavors and things like that. I find a lot of my musician friends can just naturally cook. So okay, now you're doing singing. You met the guy. You working at J Records. Were you teaching the dance
Not
up
yet.
there? Not yet. Okay, so you still in college?
I was done college.
Done college. You did your intern.
So
you're doing that at J Records. Then where we go?
So I was at J Records. That was the first thing out of college because that's when I thought I could do, at least still be involved in music and do like music business, right? Then I wasn't feeling that. I just wasn't feeling it. It just wasn't connecting with me. It wasn't doing nothing for me. So I was like, yeah, I'm not really finna be chasing these people around like that. So I was like, let me go get a corporate job. Because I had gone, so after having 2 degrees, I still went back and lived with my pops. Me and my pops had an agreement. Somewhere, somebody reneged on the agreement. I was supposed to be in the basement, in the 2-bedroom apartment in the basement. Somehow it didn't work out.
Lord.
And so I was upstairs. So the pops was like, yeah, all right, so you gonna be up here, then you gotta get a job. And I was like, but I wasn't even supposed to be up here though.
Start no shit, won't be no shit. I'm start no shit, won't be no shit.
So then yeah, but from there I went to corporate for a couple years. I worked at BET in sales. And thought that I could maybe like, you remember that? I thought that maybe I could like that and love BET, love the sales people, loved all that. It just wasn't for me. I wasn't cut out to be working through numbers all day. Again, I'm a creative at heart.
Free spirit.
And a free spirit. And I was trying to make this triangle square work in a circle and it just wasn't working. And I'ma always end up back to following my heart. Even if I'm like trying, I'ma still end up back to this ain't it. And so that ain't it. Pops was like, well, you got to go figure out something because you got to have a job. And next thing you know, I saw this opportunity to teach hip hop dance in the Bronx at an after school program. And those were 2 of the things that I loved. I always, even through college, through high school, I was always community based. So I was always volunteering somewhere or having something to do with something that's empowering our people and empowering the community. And so it was like, all right, cool. Yes, I could do something after school. It's just a part-time job, but I could do something after school, which then led me back to dancing. Because that was when I was like, all right, well, I ain't really danced in 10 years. Like, and I'm about to be with these old badass Bronx kids. That was in my head.
Right.
Badass Bronx kids. Like, I don't know the Harlem Shake. I don't really know none of this stuff. Like, let me go back and train so that they can't be like, oh, Mr. J suck. You know what I mean? He whack.
Right.
You know, so I went back training, and then from there, that led me into, like, almost right away, I got an agent, and somebody saw me at a show. They asked me somebody saw me from one of the dance classes that I took, and was like, hey, can you be a part of my piece at a show? I didn't even know what that meant in that New York world. That was the whole world. It's a whole subculture of dancers in New York. And it was this underground show called Carnival. And you would go there. And I walked in there one night and it was like, it don't even start till like midnight. And it's like midnight to 4 a.m.
Wow.
And it's just lights and you got people just performing. And I was like, oh my God, where am I? These are the best in my community. You know what I mean?
Like a rave atmosphere, but not necessarily EDM.
But not EDM at all. But all just dance.
Okay.
But for like choreography, and then it breaks out into just freestyle dancing, and it's hip hop, and it's, you know, it's house. It's straight up dance. And so that was like a subculture that I didn't realize was in New York. And from there, an agent scouted me out, and that's when I started to like work with Beyonce and Victoria's Secret Fest Show and others.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that joint was on TV, or I remember.
Yeah, that was like my first big
with
TV.
The feathers, and you know, you were telling me little stories and how they stand and get the makeup. So so it was some Beyonce stuff before Alicia. Dang.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
What about the Kappas? how does the fraternity play a part in some of these opportunities? Because I just people I know, Mega Sci-Fi, they just seem to have. They just get right to it. Seem like So I mean, I know it's connections, it's the brotherhood. That's why you go through the process to become in the fraternity. So how does that help?
I will be disingenuous if I lied to you, my cousin, and said that the entertainment side of the fraternity for me, there weren't a lot. I went through the Delta Eta, which is a citywide chapter, which was mainly based with like Ivy League schools, and most of our network were lawyers, investment bank, like financial guys. Like, so if I was doing anything in that space, easy. Right. But I was one of the first and the main ones that was going into the creative art space, and there weren't a lot of relationships for me to connect with then. Now, the give back is different. Like, I just produced the HBCU Aware Fest,
right,
and I was able to put 4 Kappas onto that.
Okay.
And even since then, one who went to Berkeley, who's pursuing music, we've had two like almost mentorship conversations where I'm like, get me this, get me that. I'm giving him homework, like, by next week I need this. And so then when I put you in front of these people, you have this together. So I'm giving back in the area, and that's what the frat does, and that's what it's there for.
Right.
But for me specifically, I did have a good brother, Mike Muse. He's actually on Sirius Radio now. Mike Muse, he had a record label, and during that time, he let me like shadow him, and he was real supportive of me with the kids, and he was building, but he did have a small record label at that time, so he was able to talk to me about like music and music business. But that was again when I was going in that direction. But more in I'm lying. There was one more good brother, Chuck Maldonado. He was one of the choreographers on, I think, Drumline or Step Up. One of those. I will say that one of my first. So I flew myself to Atlanta to audition for Drumline, and that was my first time like saying, let me take a risk on myself. And he had his Kappa shirt on. And I probably wasn't going to make it into the audition at all because I got to Atlanta so late and the line was like down the street around the block and they had cut it off. And then I was like, and I did the call and he found me and I was like, I just flew from New York, man. Like, this is my first audition. I can't go back without having done something, without at least trying. And he walked me to the front to make sure I could audition. I didn't book the job, but he gave me that opportunity. So yeah, I would say right there.
It wasn't for the main part. Or was it?
No, it wasn't for the acting.
I'm adding a little stuff on the end.
Right. Yeah. No, it was one of the like ensemble dances.
Okay, that makes sense. Different chapters are more in tune with different sects or industries.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think so. Like, and that's just kind of like anywhere, right? Like you go to people in a certain areas have certain like more, you know what I mean? The schools are known for that, and so the people that go to that school and the lineage from that school and the network from that school is probably a little more geared in that space, and that's your more immediate like network.
Exactly.
Until you expand out.
Camellia says she expected you to do nothing less than work with A-list celebrities. You're always a star. Says C. Mills.
Love.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
that
indeed.
Part. Community. Yes.
That's what it's about, right? The village.
Whatever, man.
So, okay, getting to some of these comments. We gotta have the people involved, because without no people, we'd be sitting here just talking
That's
to ourselves.
John Patsy's Freedom video.
Oh, yeah.
It was awesome.
I was trying to pull up some clips, but I was running a little behind. But, all right, so teaching dance, agent, got the connection, Victoria's Secret, did something with Beyonce. What was that? Like video,
so
choreography, or Who Run the World?
That was Who Run the World.
Beyonce was on his back. How does it feel to have Beyonce on your back? There's a little clip. I know that's the part that I most recognize, right?
Yeah.
He was in that video, Who Run the World?
Yeah.
Girls. How about that? Okay.
Yeah, that was a great experience. So I'll get a little bit of that experience. So Frank Gatson, Beyonce's creative director, choreographer at the time, scouted me and 2 other guys out of the Victoria's Secret fashion show. And then from there, he was like, "Here, I want y'all to come with me somewhere." And we jumped in a taxi cab, and he was like, "Yeah, I just want y'all to come meet somebody. I feel like this will work out well." And we was like, "All right, cool, like sure, like you are you, right?" So sure, we didn't know what, who, what, when, where, why, nothing. And we walk in, and it's at Alvin Ailey. We walk in, and I was first, and there was this girl just sitting in the middle of the floor. She had her laptop, and she was just sitting in the floor, and her hair was down. And then we would just walk over. He was like, "Yeah, y'all can go on over." And so we just walk over, and then she looks up, and she was like, "Hi, I'm Beyonce." And I was like, "Oh shit, hi, I'm Jemel. Nice to meet you."
Right.
And then from there, we just were practicing. We were actually prepping for this Michelle Obama "Move Your Body" video that's actually still on YouTube. I think right now. I was the janitor in it. I had this like blue outfit on. I'm doing a running man with the broomstick. But yeah, it was that was my first time with her. And then from there, that was when she first moved to New York and was shooting a lot of videos. And that was when she was first pregnant with Blue. And so they were trying to get a lot of videos done. So we were all like interconnected, and Frank just kind of kept the same people around her because she became comfortable with those people. And then eventually, once she flew to New York and did Who Run the World Girls, she flew some of the New York people that she had just been sessioning with for the last couple months to to LA to be a part of that. And I was part of that. And, rest is history, man.
That is so dope. Such a dope history.
Yeah.
I wonder, well, I guess we could touch on that now. My cousin say to choreograph the dances for Super Bowl is a goal for you. I see you work with Lizzo, Alicia Keys, Beyonce, John Legend, etc. You want to tell them? The Super Bowl commercial, huh? You want to tell them? Or you want me to tell them?
I have done a Super Bowl commercial, and I've actually creative directed 2 Super Bowl national anthems. Yeah, performances.
Yeah, same thing.
So one was with the national anthem specifically, though. One was with Mickey, directed and choreographed. One was with Mickey Guyton, black country singer. And I think that was in 2023, maybe. And then I just did John Batiste in 2025, I think. Yeah, John Batiste in 2025. Super Bowl halftime show. Listen, if God brought it to me, cool. I'm with it. I'm down, But I can't say that it's a goal. But for me, the goal is always to be where God places me. I've been blessed to do so much, and I have so much still inside of me, even beyond choreography. That I'm open if God is like, "Hey, but I need you to go Jemelify this." That's what I call it, Jemelify this, and put your sauce on this. And this is the artist, and y'all are aligned, and it's the Super
at
Bowl,
this moment.
and and it's the biggest thing. Let's get it, because I'm going to kill it, and it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be amazing. But I can't say that I'm holding off on that goal. But I don't think I'm holding off on any particular goal as much as always being present for where God is like, this is where I need you to go next, because I've done that. I've done it, like you said, Lizzo, Alicia Keys, Beyonce. Like, I've done a lot of big name artists and major like cultural moments in my history. And I've learned that the thing that matters the most to me is when I'm connected to always in my purpose, when I can feel. Because sometimes I walk out of some of the small shows that was just a show for a friend that I was like, yeah, I got you. And I can go in there and I can do a couple things to it and then enhance the show. And then I'm in there, and it's at the Roxy in LA, which is a small spot in LA. And I can go from a stadium where I did Kirk Franklin or this one or Lizzo or whomever, and then go to that and feel just as much reward, if not more sometimes, over here, because I was able to watch the shift in the room happen when that thing that God gave me to just say to them and be like, when you lock in from here, or what you got to say to these people, or think about that, and then come back, and they come back and be like, yo, I think I got a message. And then I see the message happen, and I see the greatness just start to like illuminate off of that person, and I feel like, job well done. Thank you, God. I'm really grateful to have been a conduit of that. And now they can go and touch the world. That's when I feel most inspired. And so that's always the leading of the goal. But if Super Bowl is where that happens, let's get it.
That fulfillment. But I was speaking on, I'm thinking commercial, the Janelle Monáe Pepsi Super Bowl commercial. I wasn't thinking of performance, but yeah, look, you had that too. That's Chrissy in the building.
What up, Chrissy?
Who was that? What's up, Brody? Had a chance to meet bro with Meech, and we missed out based on scheduling. Oh, you never got to meet him. Who is this? That Mark? That might be Mark, one of the Mitchie friends, one of our friends, like family.
What up? What up?
Then 2012,
yes, sir. Appreciate you.
You're absolutely amazing, Jasmine says.
Thank you.
Yes, definitely motivates, inspires me all the time. So I'm trying to get to this, you know, to some of these people. I mean, we touching on it. We can't dance around it. But so after the Beyonce work, the Victoria's Secret, you doing the dance thing, and what's your dance partner, the girl that you wasn't you like? Luan was the main.
She was the choreographer.
He was assistant.
Yeah, so
right?
I assisted. I was a dancer and an assistant around the same time. I was an assistant choreographer and a dancer. So Luan, my sis, I assisted her, and then we were doing a lot. Like we were overseas a lot with Indonesian artists.
Oh yeah, I
2008.
remember that. Indonesia, like this man traveling the world. This is what I always got into music to do. Dubai,
yeah.
And you almost got in some trouble in Dubai. I remember.
I definitely
that.
almost got locked up in Dubai. I almost put under in Dubai. Like literally pulled out guns on me. Like, you take a picture of the little girl. You take a picture of the little girl. I'm like, what you mean? I was in a selfie.
No,
yeah, but they
no
in the
diddy.
background. I didn't even know that was a school. It's a long story, but
Right.
yeah.
So then, so how does the Alicia Keys thing come about?
So from there, I continued to train, taught the kids. Kids turned into a whole thing. Look forward to It's Showtime, which y'all will see soon. That'll be based around my life during that time. But then what happened was I was in this training program and I tore my meniscus and had to get surgery. And I had just I was really in the flow with Beyonce at that time. I don't know if you remember, but yeah, I tore my meniscus and was out. I was at the peak of my career, like again, working with Beyonce, like working with Kelly Rowland around this time, like just really getting into I did Kelly Rowland music videos, like really just getting into okay, I'm in my flow right now. This is what we work towards. This is where you want to be. I was him. I was that guy. And I did a show and this girl jumped on my back and I was supposed to hold her, but she overreached.
Exerted, yeah.
Yep. And I didn't want her to fall on her face, so I held her, but my knee
strained that.
Yeah, but I tore my meniscus and held her, and still she didn't go down, but I went down. And I was out for about a year. And during that year, I lost out on a Rihanna tour. Like I said, the Beyonce tour. It was a lot happening, but there was this one guy who said to me, anytime that God sits you down and anytime that life sits you down, there's a blessing around you that is calling for you to tune into it. And instead of giving so much resistance, because I was resisting, y'all, I'm gonna be honest, I was smoking every day. I just was, for me as an athlete, I was not being healthy for myself. I was not believing in my recovery. I wasn't sending healing energy into my body.
Dark space.
Super dark space. I went to LA and thought that I could work my way back and fight my way back. And I was moving with a desperate survivor fighter's mentality, and it actually just wasn't the best thing for my healing. And so it took me double the time that I needed to heal until I changed my mindset. And at that point I changed my mindset, and he was like, get into what the blessing is around you as to why. And so then I was like, all right, well, I cannot dance, and I'm gonna release release that for now. And what are some of the other things I can do? I have vision. Let me start directing because I've had this idea of wanting to do this. So instead of fighting against what's not happening right now, how about I just create space for what I can do, what I can control? And so I started directing and just started picking up the camera, grabbing people, friends who was like, yeah, can you choreograph? Yes, I can choreograph it I'll choreograph it for you if I can direct it. Not a problem. Boom. Shit was crazy. It was like, whoa, you just started doing that? Yeah, but again, been a director since a little boy, been geared for this since I was younger, but I had a one track trajectory at a point. First it was me as a singer, then it was me as the dancer, and I wasn't open to all the things that were me. Then I started acting more, and like I just started doing other things that started opening up so many more avenues for me and opening up my mind to all of my possibility, that by the time I came back, I was extra him. So I was him going into it. Then I lost him. Then I found him, but him. And when you put all that together, at that point now I'm in front of Alicia Keys, and she's like, I like him. He got it. Like, he should be with me. Let's have him come on the road. Let's have him do this. And one thing led to the next. And so now I'm world touring with Alicia. I'm on every show with her, you know. I'm in all the crazy hotels all around the world, you know what I mean? Like, just living the true life with her. That was my sister.
Yeah, that's a powerful message though, that you had to, you know, kind of regroup and see it and see the blessings and talk to God, right? It wasn't you. It was like, but to listen to God and see how to, you know, recalibrate and get back to it and come back stronger. But I had a couple things up here that I wanted to show from a little Alicia clip. But it kind of went away from me. But they right here. It's gonna come right in. I ain't wanted to interrupt. But that's Jemel. That's what it is. That's Jemel in the middle right there. So I just, you know, I run by little clips sometimes. This is perfect for tonight. But I thought it was cool, like watching the show where you, like you said, you were creative director, or you started as dancer, choreographer, and then it kind of went to creative director. And so just looking at this is the first time I'm coming to a show and looking at what's on the screen, like Jemel is responsible for this, which one I just played.
So I was the associate.
If we do the thing mentally, 'cause if we could I make you ask me, I'm ready. Won't you come me in the sky with that? I was wondering, baby, could I make you, baby? If we do the thing, I'm ready.
Right there. Like I said, I don't know how good y'all can see it. I got every show he fly me in. I got clips. Janelle Monáe. I wish I could have found some of that, like the Michael Jackson number with the screen, all the the lean, but like I said, I didn't prepare good enough. John Legend, the joint we just went to, and of course I got some John Batiste. But maybe I'll share some of that on another video. But yeah, so doing Alicia Keys, and also we were laughing about how Mama Mel still got this in plastic. This was you say one of the biggest papers.
So this was Rock in Rio. This was when I was dancing with Alicia. This was back in 2013. This was right before we finished. We finished in 2014. That was when I retired, but from dancing. And but O Globo is like their New York Times. It's like one of their biggest. It's their biggest in Brazil, and we were on the front page the next day. And your boy was there.
Boy been doing them, you know what I mean?
Your boy was there.
And so you kind of retired because you had the knee thing, and then she had the second, Egypt?
Yeah, so Egypt was
kind of held up because she was, like you said, Jemel said they like for 10 seconds, and she be, oh baby, no, I'm gonna get you the Lunchables later, this and that. Like she was super
she was
hands-on mother.
Mom. He was on the road with us. I was actually his probably his first dance teacher. Like she used to bring him to dance. Like Egypt and I still love every time we see each other. So is me and Alicia, me and Swizz. Like it's love. Like I've been, man. Honestly, I've been so blessed with the artist that I've worked with. To work with true artists and true people who care about the craft, who will be here. Their music, their art will stand the test of time.
Definitely.
And for them to seek me out and keep me and feel like I have stuff to give to them to enhance what they already have naturally is a gift within itself. But also, you know, again, affirming of when you walk in your purpose and you walk in what God is setting you up for. You never know. Like I never even really realized it, but you look up and I'm like, I got an EGOT, John Legend, asking me, what do I think? What should we do? I'm like, nigga, you the EGOT. And
Right.
he's like, yeah, but you Jemel.
Right.
I'm like, you're right.
He like Jamel. Would you say Jamelitize it? Jamelize it?
Jamelify.
Jamelify that
Come
thing.
Jamelify this. Come Jamel. You know what I mean? But like, you know, again, that's just me in the most honest way, just saying I'm walking in my gift, and I think it's taken me a long time to be able to get to the point where I can even speak about all of that, because at one point, like, you get taught like, you know, don't sound too boastful, don't brag, don't be this, don't be that. But then my spiritual advisor, who I see multiple days a week in order to stay sane, you know, he's been pushing me to the understanding of you bragging on the greatness that God put inside of you,
Right.
the opportunities that God have given you. Your heart is going to always lead and show who you are. I have a big heart and I'm caring, and my morals and ethics are always going to be sound. But also, I'm Jemel McWilliams, powered by God. You know what I'm saying?
him.
And I'm him. And I'm being him. And that's the way I'm honoring God, by being in the fullness of who I am. So, yeah, we here.
You can't rock with the rest of best of them and crank with the rest without being him.
Ooh, come
Okay.
on.
My man Sean in the building. I'm the goddamn CEO.
Yeah.
You gotta watch the Cheef and Go to know about that joke. Yeah, so let's get to some of these comments. How you know? See, my cousin he be going to Google and shit. I was going to the Oscars with Janelle Monáe.
Come alive. How was it? It was transformative. Like that was one of my first. So the Oscars is an academy, and the academy is there's a lot that goes into everything over there. And I love Janelle's one of my best friends, and I love her because as an artist, she will always fight for the art, and she will stand on that. And she's taught me how to stand on that, like stand on your art, or we can walk, and that's okay. If you know, Prince was her guy, right? And Prince would walk.
Yeah,
I'm gonna walk
with the quickness.
You know, this ain't for me. Y'all should go get somebody else that can do this. And so that it was transformative for me, because that experience, I got to see how you within a corporate space can still pursue your art and can still stand for your art and still get to put it out there. And then you watch how it affects the people. We got a standing ovation, and people were standing like before we were even done. To this day, I don't know, you know, they had a great Sinners performance just now recently, but like prior to that, like they had never done an opening like that, where there was no opening monologue to set it up. So that was on us. Like I had to sit there. We had to sit through meetings, like months of meetings, because we had to hit the same beats that they have Conan O'Brien or Trevor Noah or whomever hit in a monologue. We had to hit that in music. But it also needed to be Janelle Monáe. Right. So man, like I love challenge and I love being stretched. And so that was a moment that stretched me. It wasn't about just choreographing or artistic directing something. It was about like really understanding how to tell a full story and speak to all the things that are necessary for the corporation, but also for the artist.
Right.
Yeah. So for me, that's one of my most transformative experiences. And to this day, I still get chills when I watch it.
Wow. Like you said, you dealt I mean, you work with a lot of just artists with integrity.
Yeah.
And more, like Alicia and
Mm-hmm.
Janelle,
Mhm.
John
Mhm.
Batiste. These
Mhm.
like Stevie Wonder artists, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
really stand on,
Yeah.
the music and their their beliefs and and just music for the community, for the people, for the greater good
Mhm.
that will last and stand the test of
Something
time.
bigger than them.
Yes.
They are all artists that are motivated by something that's bigger than them.
Shout out DB Teacher, always coming through showing love. Appreciate you. Cheyenne says she that was a fun show. She remembered meeting her.
Who? Which one?
Alicia.
Janelle? Cheyenne is probably Janelle. Cheyenne was too young, right?
No, she came to that
She
one.
came to Alicia?
Yeah, I think so. I think
one I had Alicia at one of the ones, and my whole family. I got a picture of a good 20 of us backstage.
I was in Atlanta, but remember Janelle that caught COVID. Somebody coughed that first night.
Oh,
and then we couldn't
so
meet. We couldn't meet her that next night. She said she wasn't fooling with it. Like you just said, no.
Nah,
I'm about to float on and float on and float.
Yeah, nope.
It's my joint.
She not with it.
Talented people. What advice would you give to talented people? Those talented people who would like to break into the industry. I was going to ask that, Travis. Thank you.
Nah, man, advice.
Kind of been giving it.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, I always feel like that's a loaded question because there's so much to it. But if I narrowed it down to just like a single theme, it's find the purpose and the God in everything that you're doing, and you'll be all right. But you really gotta, like, the industry will try to make you, break you,
super stretch you. How you doing?
Stretch you. Do
stuff
all the
that's
things.
Not, if you're not grounded.
Yeah.
With that core purpose, you could get led astray and then lose yourself. I think. I'm like, I don't know.
No, 1000%, and that's usually what happens. And that it's a tough business. It's a business that is built on insecurity. That's built on the industry of it all, right? So to break into it, you have to really have a sound mind and a sound spirit. And I believe that's why I say it's loaded, because then I believe that when you're doing the work for yourself, then you'll hear the inner voice that's guiding you, and then that guidance, when you trust yourself, you trust that guidance and you follow that guidance, and that sends you to the doors that are meant to be open for you to get into your way, versus you follow an industry norm or an industry way, and then you look up and it's changed you, or it's put you in rooms that you're just like, whoa, I don't even know how to function in here, because you weren't actually supposed to be in here, but you were ignoring that inner voice, that inner guide that was guiding you, and it was telling you, we're going to take this path, but we still getting to what we put inside of you. So it really comes back to God. So that's why I say it all is one, but that inner voice.
That inner Denzel. He's like, okay, you want to come in here? You sure about that? You sure? Like he say, I leave at 9:30 before the devil come. I'm out of here. The devil ain't got shit.
On me.
On me. But yeah, if you want to, stay and endure in that industry, I just, I watch a lot of interviews and I listen to that. He said the same thing. I mean, the people who sing, they always got the right God in the driver's seat. So, so proud of you both. The light that emanates when you are in the flow of your God-given gift is untouchable. Absolutely. The light that can't be dimmed. Do you stay blessed? Love you both, Monica. Cousin Monica. Thank you,
Monica. Thank you. Yep. Yeah. That's it.
Yes, indeed. All right. Angela DeVore. Shout out to Angela. In the building, family, all our family in here. We got a big family, y'all. Yeah. Yes, we do. Up? We were all there that night. Still had the pictures. Okay, Gina. Gina actually called me the other day. She has a friend that's into trying to do some things. What advice would you have for a young dancer, 12 or 13, advanced in her craft, who is looking to step away from the typical dance school and tap into her own skills for a future career like yours in DC?
In DC.
Well, what she, I guess doing as a youngin', what would she do here to the launch, right?
Man. All right. So listen,
you need Joyce Moso.
You need Joyce Moso. Look, but Joyce is probably going to say this too. I think that what you want to do, especially if you're advanced in the dance space and maybe you feel like, I mean, I think that there's foundation is always key, and make sure that you are always building on your foundation, right? Because even the most advanced and the dancers that have toured for 30 plus years should always stay in their foundation. So you can't go wrong by continuing to train, because as a dancer, you are an athlete. You are a sports athlete. Like, you are a supreme athlete, and athletes who are great always, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, they're going to continue to shoot from the free throw. They're going to continue to do their 5,000 shots a day, or however many they do a day. They're going to be the first one in and the last one leave, even as they're at the championship. So that's number one, stay in training. Number two, I would say also open yourself up to understanding that the industry is a business, and this is with anything, and this is not to cast any doubt on the talent and the potential here in DC, but the dance industry is not in DC. The broader industry is not here in DC. So the same way you will need foundation technique. That's it, Joyce. The same way myself and probably anybody that has achieved like global success has probably had to spend some time in New York or in LA and now in Atlanta, is because you go to where the industry is. So you know,
right.
you don't forget where you came from, and you always can stay tapped in. But if you truly want to be in an industry, you got to go to where the industry is. And so I think you can get amazing training here. You can train here. You can train with the best here, because they are the best. This is where I'm from, right? So you can train with the best here. But if you truly are looking to have a professional career in an industry, then in any space, you need to go where the industry is. And then you surround yourself with the greatest of the industry. You can be a small pond in a big fish, but great iron sharpens iron. You want to be where the greatest are, because those are your competitors. You want to be the greatest, you got to go meet the greatest and be and compete with the greatest. So that would be my suggestion. I know 12, 13 is young to think you can uproot life. And so, you know, I think that that's a family decision. Like, even with me, I made the decision when I was younger. I was cast in a show, in a soap opera in New York, and I didn't want to move to New York at that time. I wanted to stay here in DC, and I chose not to take that route and go to New York until after high school. That was the route that I chose to take. So I just continued to hone my craft, hone my skills here, did the most I can do here, traveled to New York. That's when Joyce brought up Talent America. That was a New York competition. It was exhausting, but I made my way to the industry and made sure that people knew who I was. But then I wanted to be home. So that would be my suggestion, Gene.
The Marriott Marquise, I remember that was the first time going like 49 floors and hanging with Dimitri. Remember, we would walk around Times Square, Manhattan.
Yeah.
Who was his sister? I forgot, but Dimitri. We had fun. So on that note, on that subject of moving away, I was talking to somebody. I think another important part of moving away is that you're going to stand out when you go somewhere else. Of course, you got to go to where that industry is, but you're going to stand out when you go. I mean, this might be other people from your city, but you are still you. So you're going to take flavor and certain stuff from your city, where when you hear you getting overshadowed because you kind of doing the same thing that everybody doing. So when you go away, I think that's a benefit, and just to be uncomfortable, right? You got to learn how to be comfortable being uncomfortable, the struggle part of it. Like, you hear actors and people, and I slept on comedians a lot. I listened to a lot of, interviews. I slept on, Mike Epps slept on this comedian couch, and this, and I think that builds the character and it lets you know if you want it. So if you go do that and you sleeping on the couch and you getting a lot of no's and you can't take it and you move back, then you might not be cut out for it, like Joyce said. So you want to be in show business, right? Like, it's not easy. Like, it looks glamorous. I talked to Shawnee Baby about that. We talking about touring and just being on tour. Like, you got to eat different foods. You got to watch what you eat because you're out and about everywhere. You got to wake up and go do promo, and you got to rehearse, and you got to do the show. Then it's on to the next city. So it's a lot involved in those things. So, but yeah, that's just another thing I thought about.
But get in that prayer though. Get in prayer hard because again, when it's a child, it's a family decision. And as you see, but if God has blessed somebody, the child in that family, to do something with their talent that goes beyond the industry of the space, that's like, you know, Usher is from Chattanooga somewhere, right? Like Usher couldn't be Usher in Chattanooga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he was a child star. He had to move to Atlanta in order, and that became a family decision. But you got to know that like your family is ready to sacrifice that.
Yes.
And you know what I mean? And that is the calling that's there. And you got to trust and believe. I'm grateful, blessed to have the parents that I have who 100% like supported me and all of my artistic endeavors and believed in me and was like, yeah, whatever you want to try. You want to do karate today? Hey, you're gonna do karate.
Oh yeah, we did all that.
We did
that's
everything.
part of it. Look, besides kicking you out the basement, but yeah, definitely. Great information. Hey Tony, I saw Tony in the building. What's up, Tony? That's we talked about Buddy earlier, so that's
oh yeah, what's up, Tony?
Tony's in the music too.
We literally talked about Buddy.
Yeah. Hard work, dedication, and attention to the craft. That's why that purpose is so important. Because if it ain't for real, you're going to fall off. You're not going to stick with it. You got to love it.
It's not going to last.
It's not going to last. God gave you your path, and you're walking in grace.
Walking
with it gracefully. That's a nice surprise you gave her the other day. It's always entertaining to watch Sandra and Jemel. You know what I'm talking about? Back from what? We come from Eli, though. We used to be over there on the rough side out there. You hear me? Was you even born in them times? I think so. You was a baby. East Street. Yeah. We was out in them alleys.
That's where I used to eat the ants.
Oh, okay.
When they would leave me, that's what I had my seizures.
Zena says, thank you. All right. I'm neglecting Instagram. We got Dimitri in the building. D Block.
What up, meat? This is great. Love.
Appreciate it. Y'all can read, you know. I'm just trying to, you know, host this thing, 12 or 13, work on toughness, skin confidence, humility, the ability to dance between snakes and not get bit. That's Star. Yeah, look, you gotta, the quicker the better you learn.
Because that's, I mean, again, industry. At that point, when you become, yes, you have a parent on set and there's all these rules, but you are a professional thrown in an industry, and this is an industry. Anything where there comes great reward requires great sacrifice somewhere. So if you have the potential, you're talking about an industry where you can have the potential to make millions of dollars, to be a superstar. You best believe that it's snakes in the grass, that it's obstacles everywhere you go. Everything is against that. That's why you genuinely have to know that you are being powered by God through that and have to follow that path. And you gotta have, that's why I said get into that prayer space, because especially if you're guiding a 12, 13-year-old, like they gotta know, like, you know, you hear all the horror stories, and Star, you know this, you know, you remember this too, but you hear all the horror stories, and Joyce, you know this, like, of these young girls and even boys who, like, their parents put them up to be competitive against their ones that are friends just because they look like they have a stronger trajectory. Y'all seen those shows?
Yeah, all them joints
and all that. They crazy.
The parents want it more than the kids.
Nuts.
They like,
because that's their ticket. Some people they're in
right.
survivor mode, and that's their ticket. And they're like, I'm putting everything on my child becoming famous enough to make me never have to work ever again.
It's ridiculous.
And their ethics and morals be gone. But listen, stay true to you.
Your cousin Travis said you ever need a pianist and a writer.
Okay.
I got his number, of course. You already know. The nepotism is we got family. But you got the talent, though. I'm just playing about the nepotism. That
I
boy.
mean, listen, but I believe in that. I believe in
looking out for your own.
even with Cheef, right? Like
Yeah.
even with John Batiste, there are times when I was like, hey, just come. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah, he flew me
come
right
on.
in.
Yeah, just come on. Just
Practicing
come in.
right down the street.
Come in.
This is my cousin from the Hugglebox. I'm thinking,
Yeah.
what John know? But John was like, because
Yeah.
we had, our music was in Louisiana. We had
Yeah.
some Dillons down in that area. So, and they're real similar to us. Everybody who go talk about the bucket drummers and just the culture, the brass
bands.
the second line.
Yes.
With the drums and the brass.
I say it all the time. Like they always be like, "You sure you're not from New Orleans?
Right,
New Orleans. You sure you're not from Louisiana?" I'll be like, "I'm from DC. That's why y'all feel we are kindred cousins."
Definitely.
Like I literally say it all the time. I was saying it on the call today because we're prepping. We're doing Jazz Fest, and I was saying on the call today, I'm like, "Listen, I get y'all because I grew up with this, where there is a small city that has its own culture, its own music, and we fine with that. You know, yes, taking it national would be great, but we've built our culture here, and it's passed down generationally. It's so funny. I was laughing. I told my mother we was at Atlantic Seafood, and I was grabbing food the other day, and everybody was sitting there watching the game, but there was this dude who was at least 60. Right, like he was at least 60, had his own speaker playing go-go music.
Right, I don't care what they doing, Slim.
It didn't matter, and I was like, I'm home. Like this is what I'm talking about. Like this is what I like to see. We still like the 60-year-olds are playing the go-go music. Like we still just keep our culture, and I think that's the thing with New Orleans. As much as New Orleans has been through, New Orleans is gonna be New Orleans. They're gonna stay them, baby.
Yeah, baby, we don't play about our culture. I definitely need to be in the building. Thank you, Travis. At the Essence Fest, I will Jazz Fest.
Yes.
Look, both of them. Okay.
Essence too,
both
but
of them.
Jazz Fest. I think you would appreciate.
One of them is in June.
Really, yeah, that's Essence.
Okay.
I think you would appreciate Jazz Fest though.
Definitely.
It's very musical. Essence is too, but Jazz Fest is New Orleans. That's what the people in New Orleans Essence is for.
Chai in the building. What's up, Chai? You remember Dimitri Man Chai?
Yeah.
Chai and Shelly.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, that's the
Kappas.
Yeah. Okay.
Yo to the bros.
Yeah, man. Thank you for tuning in. I've been neglecting Instagram, y'all. It's hard to do it all. Just persevere, man. Cousin Garland in the building. Greg Clark. I think Greg Clark went to Drexel too. Okay. It's one of your alumni brothers. Oh, I didn't realize that when you do when we do it like this is how the whole show is on Instagram.
Oh, for real?
Because it's in the middle. But I would rather most people watch on YouTube. The dog is big. Join Trey the plumber. Appreciate you, Twan. 0012. So glad you came on through, Mr. DMN 50. Always showing love. GGJ 0811 CCB Star. Who was that? Maurice in the building.
What up, Mo?
Sherrod Natural. He say love in the house, respect and salute to the work you put in, following in your purpose. Vaughn 0530. Re-up go. What's up, y'all? What's up? I'm sorry, I forgot that we sitting together, so it split the joint. But watch it on YouTube. Appreciate everybody tuning in. So yeah, man, look, we covered a lot of ground. I was going to ask, a lot of the stuff, of course, I was going ask has been covered. Could you go over like some of the duties of a creative director?
Yeah. So creative direction, it's an ever changing title, or it's an ever changing roles and responsibility, as it's a newer title of the last 15 years. And in different aspects of the industry, you have it serves different purposes. But in my aspect as a live show, let's speak more specifically for live show and music artist, a creative director is pretty much the person that's overseeing and overall for all aspects of the creative. So for live shows, that's lighting, that's screen content, that's the musical arrangement and the flow. Yes, you'll have a musical director, but you know your creative director is involved in that. What is the vision and the theme, the ideas? Like, what are we here to do? What are we trying to do? So, like with John Batiste, I'll give you an example. John Batiste, 2022 Grammy performance, right? Like it's super colorful, and you see all these cartoons. And in my mind, I saw that this was John Batiste's what would be like in John Batiste's head. What does New Orleans look like in John Batiste's head? So yes, you don't know that this was a town that I created behind us with abstract shapes, but I did that because that was John's like eclectic mind, his vast mind that sees in color, that sees in joy, right? So for me, so John and I, we will, you know, come up together with the idea, the vision, yada yada yada, and then you know I'd oversee the execution of all of that, right?
Messaging, right?
Messaging
Overall,
for sure, messaging.
Because what are we portraying? What's the concept?
Yeah,
what
what's the concept? What's the vision? Sometimes you add, you know, I've done creative direction for albums where it's the album cover and the rollout, right? And so your rollout is how the world will visually see the visual language for this album, right? So whether that is our color scheme right now is let's use Victoria Monet. You know how she wears brown, right? Like that's very intentional, right? Because she wants her music to feel warm right now. So she's in this warm space. So she's wearing brown. So then you creative direct and you set vision and ideas towards what they wear on a red carpet. Right, so like what John wears on the red carpets or what he'll wear in shows or whatever, you want there to be a synergy. So you have a creative director that every aspect, then even the way people's social media looks, because again, right now in this era, we are warm, and so you want everything to feel warm. So you don't want somebody randomly to put like
Leon Green,
exactly,
right.
And then you'd be like, huh? Like I was into it when I believed every time I saw you, you was giving me this energy and I understood it. So now when I think about this album that you're promoting right now, every time it feels warm and it feels da 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 versus all over the place. So you have a creative director. So
even subconsciously, right? Because you kind of programming that with the, you know, continuing consistency, continuity of the color. That, you know, I see a lot about those colors. I'm trying to stay in mind.
Yeah, there you go.
But like you just made me realize that's even seasonal. Like, you know, I mean, it could, you know, it could be or moment, you know, just at the timing, right? At this time, I'm this, so that's even subject to change. Even though you might have an overall logo color or color that you know what I mean. Before season, it could change.
That's creative direction.
Okay, so African Bambaataa passed today. Any thoughts on who many call one of the godfathers of hip hop, which kind of started it all? Yeah, he what's the beat? I was just that joint. Yeah, he definitely had a lot to do with that, like especially on the beat side and coaching. But I like Sugar Hill Gang and Melly Mel and the Furious Five, and a lot of them were more hip hop. Can't think of the joint. You know, that main African Bambaataa joint that just still play. I was just I forget the name, but and you know, he had his trouble with youngins and stuff too, but he definitely, you know, had stuff to do with the culture.
Yeah.
But many call
many prayers and you know,
to the family of condolences.
I mean, that's one of the things I feel is like just trying to make sure that we can honor our legends and people who because you know we're aging out of foundational culture, right? Like like it's morphed so much, and I think that's one reason in hip hop and even in dance, like in hip hop dance specifically and street styles of dance, like we're very big on honoring the legacy and knowing your history. And, you know your history so that you can honor those that strove and told to make this a thing for you. You know, so
right.
So you know,
that's definitely important.
Big love and may he rest in peace and And thank you for his contribution.
Absolutely. But yeah, just on the Godfathers, I was a little younger, so, and you were a little younger, so it's like Run DMC and LL Cool J was the first actual tapes. They took me to the store and I bought I'm Bad and Raising Hell. So those would be more of, when I really got into hip hop, those would be more like, my Godfathers. And of course, Run DMC had a lot to do with it going commercial, right? Doing the song with Aerosmith and Walk This Way. But of course, I heard the Don't Push Me, cause I'm close to the edge. And the hip hop, and hippie to the hippie, all that Big Daddy Kane, And of course, I'm older now. I did more studying, but so those are the guys I kind of, look to, you know what I mean, as the inspiration for me. The movie Crush Groove, I tell people, made me who I want to do all that. I want to be Russell. I want to be Rick Rubin. I like this part, the Fat Boys, and I want to rap. I want to make the music. I want to date Sheila E. Nah, but that was a movie that kind of gave me a vision. Beat Street, we had Breaking, but those are more dance influence. And best believe I was breaking, y'all.
Yeah.
I was breaking.
Everybody.
Take that cardboard. Yeah, we all was. We take the cardboard or the kitchen towel and you put it down so you can do the smooth backspin, and could never get the windmill. My stomach muscles and my back muscles, I couldn't. I wasn't ready. Actually. So, and then Go-Go hit, and so always still listen to hip hop. I'm still into hip hop, but I started playing them drums. So, but appreciate all the great questions. Travis always asks great questions.
I worked with Sheila E.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
love. Yep. I choreographed for her. I was assistant choreographer for her on Black Girls Rock, and she did a couple of her joints, and then we brought her in I just did creative direction choreography for John Legend's The DNC when it was Kamala Harris, and we did a Prince song, and she came in and she did her thing.
The purple one, the artist of all artists. I talk to Prince all the time.
Yeah, man.
He was one of them ancestors. I'd be like, look, Prince now.
My one. My guy.
Man, that would have been awesome. Yeah, Planet Rock, that was it, Travis. That would have been awesome. So yeah, we definitely got into most of the stuff. I'm not gonna hold you any longer. We're gonna get on out of here. But the great show. Definitely some great insight, great information. Hopefully y'all who are watching, who might need some, encouragement, some information, some advice, some, to take something away from this, because that's what it's about, doing it for the culture. But quick list, real quick, we got Alicia, we got Beyonce, John Legend, John Batiste, Janelle Monáe, which a lot of them you work closely with, but you don't work with Nicki Minaj. I hate to say, what was the young lady who was Times Square, the New Year's Eve? I don't want to,
Mariah Carey.
It was Mariah too, but no, the younger.
I told her Mariah.
Oh, okay. I probably knew that.
Carly Rae Jepsen.
Yeah, her. That was big. I remember.
Iconic Pop. Kelly Rowland.
I remember Magic. Them guys, because I had the remix.
So
you played my little remix for them.
Yeah.
And so that's already a handful. But yeah, this guy is definitely blessed a lot of
Cheyenne, Mona Leo,
artists. Oh yeah, Lizzo. I just heard Lizzo didn't lose her virginity till she was 30. I heard it on the radio the other day.
We had to keep it quiet.
Quiet. It kind of made sense though, because but whatever. Hey, that's a beautiful thing actually. Hey, Lil Wayne, Mariah Carey.
Yep. Lil Wayne, yeah.
Oh, see, Travis East Bay, he coming in with the facts. Lotto, yep.
Lotto.
Love you too, C Mills. Appreciate you. Shy. Yeah, so we gonna get on out of here. You know what I'm talking about? Patty.
Dang.
I
don't think I work with Patty.
Oh, you talking about the front porch when she came down here?
Oh.
That much. Yeah, man. So
hey, man. Peace and love.
She might call you in a minute. Appreciate everybody. Reds One. Everybody on IG, Facebook,
and
YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. Another great episode of the Cheef and Go. This that 4926 with Jemel McWilliams, J Mac. You know what I'm talking about? Love you too, cuz. We out of here. Peace, love, dance, and crank. Boom. Yes, indeed. Corinne, oh, that's Chrissy. Tell Corinne we said, hey, Chrissy.
What up, Chris?
Watching it too. We out of here. Y'all keep it cranking for the culture. Okay.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe. 95, I pledge allegiance to the crank. Oh, as long as I'm alive.
Cheef and Go.